Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Easter Sunday in Berlin. I'm trying to make use of the last sunny hours that I have left for the rest of the day. I wanted to film another video, so as usual, I don't film with studio lights, I just film with natural light, and I hope that you will be able to see me. Let's see if this goes well. If not, this video will not go up. But I wanted to react to another video from a Monat rep. You might know her. She is at the SED level, and she has uploaded a video to her Instagram where she and another SED, or somebody who I believe has newly joined the SED club, cult. And she uploaded a video to her Instagram where she wanted to show how two entrepreneurs who started out with a big fat no when it comes to multi-level marketing companies actually became success stories in an MLM. And if you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing, leaving me a comment, leaving me a like, and let's get started.
You guys, okay. So today we are going to be sharing, I actually am bringing Ivy on here. We're going to be sharing a little bit about our stories. I am really, really excited. I love when I get to do this with one of my girls because I kind of get pro. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on.
It looks like the quality is off on her side, so maybe she had a wonky Wi-Fi. Also, I didn't edit anything out of this, so if there are weird jump cuts, it's the way it is on her social media. I haven't done anything to this video, just a heads up. Quality is not on my end.
Because, okay, is she on? No? There. Stories, both of us were an absolute hard no when it came to this business. Hi. I'm never.
Ooh, hat! I forgot! Be right back. Please hold. There's a hat. I still have my sister's hat. So naturally I need to utilize this. You cannot fully see it, but that's fine. Is this a little bit childish? Yes, it is. But as long as I have my sister's hat, I'm going to utilize it. I mean, there's a Monat rep on a call wearing a hat, so I will totally wear this one I borrowed from my sister because eventually I will have to return it. And I'm going to utilize it. But let's actually get into the call.
I'm never prepared for the dual screen.
No.
I always mess it up. I'm like, okay, let's move this back.
There we go. Oh, whoa. There we go.
Okay. There we go. Yay. I'm so excited to be doing this with you. So I was kind of starting to tell them what I love about doing these lives with my girls is you kind of get to tell both of our stories because you tell my story through like your story and just watching and everything. So I think what I'll do is I'll tell you a little bit about like my perspective of joining this business, and then I'm going to let Ivy kind of take it over before things like even exploded for me in this business, because that's where she kind of came into the picture. So before I started in money, and she'll share a little bit about this too, I built custom wood furniture. I had grown an incredible clientele, you guys. I worked with many different celebrities. I filmed with many different like TV shows and different things. I got to work with so many small business owners, which was super, super special for me. So I was, designing custom jewelry displays and clothing racks, and there was like a lot of things that I got to do where I really got to use like the artistic side of me that I loved so much. At that time, I had 2 kids. I've been with my husband since I was 17. So we lived in Southern California. I was literally working out of my garage. And I always tell people from the outside, if you were to go on my Instagram, you would think that like this girl has it going on. Like she has, she's growing this crazy successful business. Like she must be making so much money. Like her and her husband are doing like the coolest things. Like they have all the things. We have the boat, we have the toy hauler, we have, we're going camping, doing like the things that look successful. to people from the outside. And what was really going on behind the scenes of that was a complete crumble of everything. Our finances, like I was still like literally asking for extensions on like my rent due. Okay. We financed our couch. Like we had enough money to really truly get by, and that was it. We never had more than $1,000 in savings. And our marriage was the last priority. Like I didn't have time to even like try to fix things or make things better. So I really did reach a place in my business where I started looking for alternatives and other options, because I was at this place where I could not even like take my boys to the movies without it being like, okay, I'm going to have to get an extension on like our water, or I'm going to have to, like I was able to like pay all of the bills on all the debt we had. And that was pretty much it. So I started looking at other options. My upline actually came to me being a Tamara Judge from the Housewives of Orange County, which was a client of mine, hairstylist. I trusted her opinion of hair products. I mean, she was a really well-known stylist. She was working full-time with the Housewives until she said it was an MLM. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, bless this girl's heart. Her life must be crumbling. Like, she just must be going through a midlife crisis. Like, her business is falling apart. All of those thoughts were going through my mind. And I'm like roasting in here. Hold on. So all of those thoughts are kind of going through my mind, where it's so funny because it was like everything that I was, like everything that I thought of her was everything that I was actually going through. So anyways, long story short, I told her no, I'm absolutely not interested in your products. Like I do not want to try your shampoo. I am not interested in any MLMs. And I told her no a couple more times. She ended up asking me if she could send me full size bottles. Okay. And this is literally where it completely changed the game, because I was able to use the products for 30 days. I fell in love with the freaking products. If you're sitting on the sidelines and you're thinking that it's crappy products because it's an MLM, I am telling you, just try the products.
This video is titled How Two Entrepreneurs Started as a No. That is something I hear a lot in MLMs, that people say, I was the biggest naysayer, I was the biggest MLM hater, but then I tried the product and I really saw what is going on and I said yes, and then I was able to utilize this business model and I was able to work my butt off and I was able to succeed. But that, in my opinion, is false. If you say no to an MLM because you disagree with the MLM business, then you will never join an MLM. In this case, what she is describing is she thought that the products had to be crappy because it is an MLM, which is also true to a certain degree because MLM products are overpriced. So MLMs and MLM reps will claim that their products are so good because they're first-class, high-end luxury products. But in reality, they have to be that pricey because you have to pay for the different levels within the multi-level marketing company. You have to pay multi-levels, not just the person who's selling you a product. If you really understood the MLM business and you were somebody who said no, you wouldn't join. So please don't get fooled by that. If you have problems and if you're critical of an MLM business, you would not join because you believe that the products are suddenly great. MLMs are predatory businesses where the majority of people will not make money or lose money. That is why people who are anti-MLM will not join MLMs. She, in my opinion, never was anti-MLM or really critical. She saw an opportunity to make money and she saw an opportunity to do that via the products and then to recruit. That is at least what I'm assuming. In addition to that, she was an entrepreneur and she was having a furniture shop. I've seen her tell her story on other channels before as well. I believe it was on Hannah Alonso's channel where she reacted to a team call that was being led by this person. But there, I believe her story was a little bit different, because I don't understand why someone would step away from a well-going business where you have a lot of very passionate clients and you have a lot of clients that you can sell to, a lot of celebrity clients as well. If this is a business model that is actually working for you, you could have figured this out. Just because you are stressed or because you're in a financially difficult situation, or because your marriage is in trouble, doesn't mean that you need to step away from an actual business that you own and start in a sketchy MLM where you pretty much scam people because you want to make money off of them. If you had an actually reputable, well-running business model, why not take a step back and consider how you can make that work? That doesn't make sense to me. If you have a well-running business and you have a good client base and the stuff that you do is really looked after and people are really interested in that, you can limit the amount of time that you work on the furniture. You could limit the amount of clients you have. You could do something on pre-sale or on pre-order, could figure it out that way, up the prices a bit, work less, and still make the same amount of money. So I think she's a little bit wibbly wobbly here on the story as well, because MLMer stories might change over time, or they might not remember their very own story as well. If you have a successful business and you're drowning with clients, you wouldn't be stepping away to join an MLM.
Even if you're contemplating the business, if you're on here and you're like, yeah, I'm like contemplating it, try the products. The products will seal the freaking deal. If there is one product in your house that you literally are obsessed with, some people are like, oh, my laundry soap, or oh, my body wash, or whatever it is, your favorite toothpaste, like just imagine your favorite product that you use, and then imagine being able to completely change your life from that product just by loving a product, because that's literally what this business is. So I dive into the business, and I'm going to let Ivy take over in just a second.
The business is not about the products. The business is about recruitment. Products are a facade, and they're important within the company to keep the reps interested. MLMs are recruitment-based businesses, not sales-based businesses. So the products are not important.
Because this is where, it kind of like shifts. Things shift from the outside. And I was about 2 weeks into my business. I went to a little event where they were like kind of doing what we're doing right now, talking about the opportunity. And I heard how much money you can make in this business. Okay. And it's not about, and I really want you guys to understand this, it's not about like, oh, you can make so much money, you could be this like millionaire in this business. It wasn't about that. Because when I left that event, the things that I was thinking about was not having to have a payment plan, being able to literally pay my bills on time. Like, I didn't know what it was like to pay my bills on time. Like, I had never felt that. I'd never felt like that was like literally, I had already got through a really rough time in my life where I was depending on the government for food and insurance. So I had got to this level in life where I could pay for the food and the insurance and things by myself, but that's all I could really pay for. Like, that's all I could do. And that was like a huge hurdle. Like, I got through that huge hurdle. And then it was like, oh shit, like now I'm like literally just working to do this. And to be able to pay my bills on time was like my first goal in this business. Like, I just want to pay my bills on time. After I left that night, realized that people were making upwards of 6 figures a month. I dove into this business because I knew that the business that I had built for 5 years could never, ever, ever give me what this one could. So I go get online. I start talking about the business, the opportunity. I'm going to let Ivy take over so she can kind of like share with you guys exactly what happened from there.
So that means to me that you did put your morals aside because you were aware that if you were able to rise in the ranks in an MLM and if you were able to join early enough in Monat, and she joined years ago, you were able to make a lot of money, that you have that opportunity. That doesn't mean that you were a hard no because you thought, oh no, this is an MLM. MLMs are sketchy businesses, and if you understand and if you know that, you wouldn't join them. I believe in her case, she was able to put her morals aside because she wanted to see the financial success she was seeking, and she probably thought she wasn't able to make about $1 million every year with her regular business.
Yeah. Well, very similar to Krista, you guys. My husband and I had a juice bar. We had our own business, and we still to this day don't know how Krista and I really found each other online. The only thing that I could think is that when we opened our second juice bar, we needed big, huge barn doors built. And I don't know if maybe someone sent your account to me, or I don't know if that's how we ended up finding you, but clearly we couldn't even afford to build barn doors. So that didn't even end up happening. But
when I said that today, I'm like, I think this has been a conversation.
mm-hmm. I don't think we've ever figured it out, but regardless, social media is a beautiful place because we obviously found each other on here, and I watched this girl and I'm like, who is this crazy chick online with this business, right? So obviously in the very beginning when I saw her account, I'm like, oh my gosh, she builds barn doors, we need a barn door, blah, blah, blah. We continued on our life, and then I continued to watch her, and I watched her and I watched her and I watched her and I watched her life unfold. And then I watched her close her build business, her furniture building business, to solely sell shampoo. And I'm like, wait a second, isn't she selling shampoo? How and why is she closing her business that I've watched her build to sell shampoo? Like, there's absolutely no way. Those crazy blue bottles that I've seen, or purple bottles, whatever we call them, those bottles that I've seen, there's no way that this girl is closing her business that she's built from the ground up. If you guys are entrepreneurs on here and you've ever built something from the ground up, you came up with a name, you did your website, you built everything, you built your client list, you did all of these things that were literally in your brain, and you birthed them, right? I'm watching her do this, and I'm watching her close this, and I'm like, there's no way that business is actually making money. Well, then I continued to watch her, you guys. And then she bought a property in Canyon Lake. You guys, Southern California is very expensive. My husband and I know this, okay? We have been trying to buy here for a very long time. I watched her do this, and I'm like, how is this possible? And then I watched her, they bought their RV, and then they started to redo their entire property at the Canyon Lake house. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. This is not adding up. Something is not adding up. This is not real. And I continued to watch her. And she wasn't the only one that I was watching, you guys. I was watching a lot of other girls in different teams, even not in the same team, be very successful, buy multiple properties, buy Airbnbs, pay off their homes, get out of debt completely, bring their husbands home. And I started to watch this while also watching her. And she was so raw and real about where she was, where she had come from, and where she was now, that I was so attracted to that, because like she was saying, we were tight. We were tight. Yeah, we might have had, a little bit of freedom as far as our schedule and what we did because we were entrepreneurs. But we were in debt, you guys. We were in so much debt from our previous business. And because of our business, we never had the funds to pay off our cars or to pay off my student loan. So when we started with Monat, and when I first reached out to her, I was like, what are you actually making?
Mind you, guys, I had reached out to her to send her shampoo like 7 times in the midst of her watching. And she was like, no, thank you. She was always so sweet. No, I'm good. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, you don't just stumble across an MLMer's account and they don't ever pitch you. Of course, she had to pitch her, send her product, send her the business opportunity. Just getting back to what Ivy said in the beginning, how is she making money? How is she closing the business that she built from the ground up? Isn't that sad to see, though? You're closing your business that you really loved, that you really enjoyed. You loved the work you did. You built that up yourself. You're closing this instead of finding a solution to continue that business. Yet you become a full-time scam artist in Monat. Because the reason that she's able to make a lot of money, or the other people that this person has watched online, is not because they're able to sell a lot of shampoo. It is because they were able to recruit a lot of people, rise in the ranks, and therefore be able to enjoy a pricey property, maybe another property, Airbnbs, cars, etc. That is only possible because you have been able to recruit a lot of people into a business system where they will financially ultimate fail so that you can succeed. It is a scam. It's a scammy business. And you're looking at the top 1% or less than top 1% of people who were able to make this business work for them on the backs of others who ultimately will financially not be successful.
So not interested.
Yeah. Like I wanted to talk to Krista as far as like, I was motivated by her and her drive, her creativity, the fact that she had her business, like all of those things I really related to her in that, but I was not about to jump into the shampoo gig with her. Like absolutely not, no way. But I continued to watch her. Okay. I continued to watch her. I didn't want to try the product. I wanted to hate it when I did try it. I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want friends. I did not want to be at big events. I didn't want to be around girls. You guys, I am the biggest introvert ever. I almost like get drained being around other people. I like my own little space, my husband and my kids, and like that's it. And I didn't want this business. But every time I prayed about it, God was like, you need this business. And I'm like, go away. I don't want to do this. So if that's you and you're watching this right now, I'm telling you, ask the questions. Message the person that you're watching and you're thinking about joining and ask the questions. I straight up asked Krista, what are you really making? Like be real with me. You're a businesswoman. Like you built a business. I built a business. Like just be real with me. And then she sent me some evidence of what exactly she was making. And I will never forget where I was standing. I will never forget. I literally have goosebumps because it was so eye-opening to me, you guys. And she wasn't even at the top of the company. Like she was still just getting warmed up. She was still getting warmed up, you guys. And I was blown away by how much she was making. And then that's when I really started to ask questions all around.
But that tells me that you were not asking the quote-unquote hard questions. You just wanted to know how much the people that were at the top or that were considered success stories within Monat, how much money they were making, and you were willing to do that as well because you wanted to financially profit off of the MLM system. The majority of people in Monat are at the bottom rank, over 96% of people, and they make $21 annually. How come you never asked those people? You wanted to financially benefit and profit, and if you really wanted to educate yourself, you would have asked the hard questions and you would have done research as well. You wanted to make money. That is why probably you didn't research the MLM business, or you were not encouraged to, or you realized, oh, it's a sketchy business, but this is what I have to do to make money. People who join MLMs are desperate for whatever. In their cases, money. Yet they're ignoring all of the other things as long as it makes you money. Yikes.
I started to ask this girl that I went to high school with, this girl over here, this girl over here, and they all started sharing with me. And they were making more than my husband and I had ever made ever in a month, in 1 month. These women were making this with the shampoo. And so why I'm sharing this with you guys and why I really want you to know that is I didn't come from money. Okay. And so for me to hear these numbers, it was hard for me to mentally even grasp. And then the fact that it was an MLM and these people were so successful, it was also hard for me to even believe. And so if that's you and you're on here and you're watching, like, I mean, at this point, we've all seen the last 3 years are crazy, right? And what can happen in people's lives. Maybe you want to get out of debt. Maybe you want to save for a house. Maybe you just want to, be our one income family and you want to be at home with your kids. Maybe you want to get your kids out of daycare. Maybe, I don't know what it is. But man, I'm thankful for money because you guys, when we first started, it was like, okay, we're just going to use it for extra things. Well, our car broke down. Okay, so we used it to pay for the tow truck charge and we used it to pay for our car repair. So we didn't have to put it on credit. Okay, that was the first thing that happened. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I could help other people do this. Well, then my check started to come in. And every Friday, we get paid 5 times a month. For those of you that didn't know, we get paid 5 times a month, every Friday and then the 15th of the month. I started to get these checks coming in. And I'm like, why am I getting paid again? What are they paying me for? And I literally, if you guys have ever worked a job and you're like, you always expect it to be a certain amount and you get your check and you're like, that's low. Money, it's always been the opposite. Okay. And I would get these checks and I'm like, what is this for? What is this for? What is this for? And then I started to realize and I started to add up. And then I'm like, okay, let's make an extra car payment. Let's make an extra car payment. Let's make an extra car payment. Before you knew it, you guys, we had paid for our home birth. We paid off our car. We paid off our student loan. And then we paid off the rest of our juice bar business loan. And we were completely out of debt. And that was in the first year of doing this business, you guys. So if you're on here and you're watching, I'm telling you, it's different. It is not like other direct sales. And I know everyone says that, but it's shampoo. You don't have to be motivated to wash. Just wash your hair. Help customers wash their hair. That's it. It really is that simple.
No, it's not that simple because you don't make money by purchasing Monat shampoo, washing your hair on your social media, and then the paychecks you get from Monat 5 times a month will really be outstanding and more than you expected. You will get paid out by Monat every Friday based on the commission of the products you sell. Those are the smaller checks. And then on the 15th of every month, you will get paid for all of the recruitment bonus payments connected to the month before. Those are the bigger checks. If you are in debt and if you're able to get out of debt within a year, that is not because you washed your hair with Monat shampoo. It is because you were able to recruit a good amount of people and you were able to rise in the ranks. Those are once again bold-faced lies, and they come from people in the company who know better, who have been able to reach the top of the company. That is false, that is predatory, that is deceiving. The majority of people, I will link the income disclosure statement down below, will not make money. If the majority of people in Monat in 2021 made $21, they're in debt. If you joined that year and you purchased the smallest package, that is the $99 one that nobody promotes, or the smallest product-based package, the $199 one, you're already in debt. Let's not talk about conferences or team events you might want to attend. You will be in debt. That is the truth for the majority of people in Monat.
It's so crazy because every time we talk about our story, like I feel like it was yesterday. Like all of anything we ever like talk about, it's like I remember exactly where I was standing when you got your first check and you text me. I remember where I was like I literally remember these things. I remember the responses and the things, and it's like, there are a lot of MLM options out there. Okay, you guys, there are a lot of different company options out there. And I actually just got done recording a training that I'm doing with corporate. And in that, I was talking about you are not changing anyone's habits with this business. And I think that that's like the most, like really, really the most impactful business like opportunity that there is to not have to change someone's habits, because there's a lot of other companies out there, but oh, you're having to get them to love this, workout, this protein, these essential oils, this, that, like literally everyone, no matter what, is already washing their hair.
Yeah.
They're already washing their baby's hair. Their husband's already washing his hair. They're already washing their body. They're already taking showers. You guys, people are taking showers.
To be motivated. It's not contingent on a season of life. We know at the beginning of the year, everyone's motivated and they're buying healthy products and they want to lose weight and all the things.
Yes.
So yeah, we see these other businesses skyrocket during that time. You guys, no one has to be motivated to wash their hair, and every single person wants better hair. I don't know a single person that has good hair that's like, I would really like to go back to my extensions. I don't know one single person that wants to go back to, especially moms. Like, we ain't got time. We ain't got time to sit in the salon for 5 and 6 hours. Like, we don't have time to put extensions in. Like, no, I don't know one single person that's like, yeah, let me go back to my really bad hair. I don't know one person.
Well, and it's the fact that, I mean, it's consumable, you guys. Like, this opportunity, our compensation plan, like, we have the top compensation plan in the industry. Like, if you literally are like contemplating money or another company, or you're looking at, like, DM one of us and just bring us the comp plan. Like, we will literally be able to blow your mind with how much money you can make and how fast you can make it. And it's not about you. And I think one of the biggest things with this business and this opportunity, what really drew me into it was the fact that, I could actually help women who were in my shoes prior to even money. Like, I have the ability to say, this is what you could do. You get 4 customers, you get 1 market partner, and here's about $500 in your pocket. Your products are free and clear. There you go, $500 in your pocket. And I mean, I want everyone to ask themselves, like, and I ask this at every single event that I do, and I've done this since day one because it's a crazy number for a lot of people. But what would you do with an extra $10,000 a month? I would say at least 75% of people don't even know how to answer that because they can't even wrap their brain around getting $10,000 a month.
I know very well what I would do with $10,000, but like she said, that is highly unrealistic. Everybody in MLM always claims that their MLM has the best compensation plan. There is no award available for the best compensation plan. Everybody just subjectively claims that their MLM compensation plan is the best. And of course, if you go to these 2 women, they will tell you why Monat's plan is better than others. Monat's compensation plan, I would argue, together with It Works and with iGenius, is one of the crappiest on the market from what I have seen. What she also spoke about is, if you want to know how you can get really quickly money, $500, get 4 VIP customers, and get 1 market partner. That is her referring to the Smart Start. But still, the compensation plan, once again, linked down below, shows us that the majority of people in Monat are not making $500. The majority of people in Monat made annual income of $21. Everybody was able to build a block to get 4 VIP customers who have to sign up for an auto shipment, who have to sign up for a program, and then purchase 3 times products worth more than $84, then everybody would do it. If it was so easy to sign up 1 market partner, the majority of people would do it. The only time you can make money off of commission sales of the actual product is at the lowest rank. If you want to rank up just once in Monat, you need to recruit people. It is not easy. And in addition to that, what she's referring to here is the Smart Start. You're only able to profit off of those Smart Start bonuses within your first 2 or 3 months. Your 2 full months plus the month you joined. If that was truthfully very attainable for a lot of people, the compensation plan would show it. But the compensation plan shows that there is a lot of misinformation and a lot of lies that are being spread on this call.
Okay. I'm not going to ever sit here and say this business is easy. I'm not ever going to sit here and say this business is for everyone. It's not. It's not for everyone, and it's not easy. But you get to pick your hard. And I think that at the end of the day, what was hard for me was having to be away from my kids half the time and my marriage crumbling and, literally living beyond paycheck to paycheck, like trying to figure out like, more than the opinions of people who wanted to hate on my shampoo. And I look at it and it's like, when you take Ivy, for instance, because I reached out to her multiple times about this. Honestly, just even the fact that like she would love the shampoo, it went with her lifestyle. It literally aligned with her beliefs and what she liked. And she was really, really into a lot of health and wellness, like recipes and things like that, a lot of plant-based things. And I just remember always reaching out to her. But the thing that I knew there was a reason, there was something. And I even had Ivy like on my podcast as a business owner prior to her even getting in money, anything. And to see like you guys, this person who was so, I mean, like beyond anti, okay? Like it was right in front of her face and she was still anti. Like I can't tell you how many times this girl wrote me and told me her mirror is lying, okay? Because her hair looked good or felt good or whatever. And then it was like her paychecks. And then it was like, I'm not doing this for the money. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm not doing this for the money. And all those things. And it's like this business and this woman like that you're looking at right here has literally built a freaking empire. Like in 3 years, you guys, in March of 2020, her paycheck was $0. Okay. $0.
If you are truly anti-MLM, beyond anti-MLM, you wouldn't be joining a multi-level marketing company because your morals wouldn't allow you to. If you understood that the only way you're able to make substantial money and the big money in an MLM is on the back of other people who ultimately have to pay into a system, who lose money so that you can profit, you don't join that system. It just either means that you didn't understand the business model, then you understood it, but you were also made aware that you could make this business work for you, yet you have to do this on the backs of others. People are not hating on her shampoo. People are critiquing her and the other woman for being in a multi-level marketing company, and rightfully so, because the money she makes is on the backs of other individuals, predominantly women, in her downline. She is not in a business that is an actual retail sales business. At some point, Monat's backend was available on Google, and the lady at the top, Krista, was outed for making the majority of her money way over 90% off of recruitment, of the efforts, the sales, and the purchases of her team. People are not hating on your shampoo. People are critiquing that you make money while you're inevitably contributing to putting people into financially more severe situations and in more debt than they might have been before, while promising them the light at the end of the tunnel, as you do in this very video. That is why MLMs and MLM reps are predatory. That is why these tactics are wrong. And that is why MLM people, in my opinion, are scammers and are liars. These are two people who are at the top of the compensation plan. I do believe that they understand the system, yet they're grossly misrepresenting this to benefit themselves. I do believe that a lot of people who are in multi-level marketing companies, who are at the lower or at the middle ranks, might not necessarily always fully understand what this business is really about, but at some point you understand it. And if you're at the top level in Monat, you understand that you have to scam people to make money. This is a bunch of lies, and I do believe that these people lie straight to our faces to make money, to profit themselves. It is not about others, it's about them. I feel like a character from the Twilight Zone. Can you even see me? Hello, I'm here.
In March of 2020, her paycheck was $0. This month, she is literally, her team is this close to the top rank in the company, you guys, senior executive director, like empire, like literally. And it's not because of, her work and it's because of the women that she's been able to help. Like literally changing lives, so many lives, changing so many lives. Women are able to have more choices. And ultimately, that's what this business is the opportunity to open the door of choices.
No, it's not. Let me translate that for those of you that don't speak MLM. Her paycheck was $0 in March of 2020. That was at the beginning of the pandemic. Mid-March was when Germany went into lockdown. So she was able to join during the pandemic, probably profit off of the financial and emotional crisis that happened during that time. She was able to recruit a lot of people, and she was promising a lot of people an opportunity that she cannot hold up to. She cannot promise women an opportunity and help those people. She was able to make money while she joined in 2020, while the majority of people in her downline who were joining during a very, very severe financial panic ultimately had to lose money. At least the majority of people. That is not you helping people. That is you building whatever you're doing there on the backs of other women, financially profiting off of the financially disastrous times of others. And you very likely have made their lives a lot worse than yours is at the moment. And that is really sickening to see. In addition to that, I don't know if you caught the verbiage, she is so close to hitting the SED level, that is the top level. So it looks like the woman at the bottom is at the ED level, the executive director level, and she and her team are so close to hitting the SED level. That also verbiage-wise is something that I want to translate, because the only person that is hitting the SED level is the lady at the bottom. It is not her team that is profiting off of that. It is only her. Only she is ranking up to SED while her team is working and is hustling and is bustling to make sure that she can comfortably stay at that rank.
Because it's not about the money. It's not about the fancy cars and the Cadillac this and the that. It's about a safer vehicle for your family. It's about being able to replace the car that's breaking down on the side of the road for the mom.
It is not about the fancy car, yet it is about a car that is safe for your family. It is about the money. You both joined because of the money, because you were struggling financially and you were able to make this work for you. No matter how people in MLMs will try to tell you that they're doing that, because they want to help other women succeed, they're doing that for themselves. They joined for financial reasons and they were able to profit on the back of others. They joined for the money.
It's being able to, bring the husband home from the overtime that he has to be away from his family. You guys know how many women come into this business and they're like literally missing their baby's entire life? Like missing their baby's entire life. I look back on my first two kids, and I was a work from home mom, okay? I did everything that I could with my babies. But the amount of stress that I had in my mind, I was probably physically with them the same amount of time, but the mental, like I was so stressed that I was so not there. Like I was not present because my mind was running
Yeah.
in a way of like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay this? How am I going to get
Yeah.
there? What am I going to do? You guys, I was literally shopping on the exchanges for my children for Christmas. Like, this isn't like, oh, Krista just had all these contacts and all these things. Like, God really, really brought me through it all. And when I got to this place with Monat, where I realized every single thing that I've been through in my life, every single milestone and every single thing was literally to be able to help every single woman in those positions to be like, I have an answer, I have something. And it's like, I'm just so grateful to have women like Ivy by my side in this business. And, she's taught me so much, like so much as a leader, as a person, as a woman of God, to like just be obedient and stay on the track that He has you going. And I mean, she is literally living proof, you guys, of the biggest big no, no, no. Like, I mean, there's literally not more proof in this company. I don't know anyone, not one person. I've never met one person in this company that is more of a testament than Ivy is.
Can we stop parent shaming, please? You're not a horrible parent. You're not a horrible mother because you have to go to an actual physical job, because you have to go to an actual physical office. That is okay. That doesn't mean that you're missing out on your quote unquote babies' lives. If you have a stressful life, if you have a stressful job, there's one thing I can tell you for sure. You joining an MLM will just add other layers of stress to this. When you join Monat, you have to recruit a lot of people, otherwise you will be pushing a lot of money into this system. You have to recruit a lot of people and you have to keep those people. And in addition to that, every month, all of the goals that you have to fulfill, all of the requirements you have to hit, all of the quotas you have to hit, they reset and you start at zero. So if you think that your life is stressful at the moment, you joining an MLM, you joining Monat will only make the stress situation so much worse.
Like, of what can truly happen when someone starts putting other people and really truly helping people before themselves. Like, I'm just,
Well, I mean, when I was praying about this business, you guys, listen, I don't mean this like conceited at all, but like I'm a confident person and I'm a really hard worker. So I knew when we closed our other business, I'm like, it doesn't matter what's ahead of me. I will figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like I will start another business. And we were actually working on building another business when we started Monat. And I say that because there was so much pride wrapped up in that. And I had to let a lot of that go. Like when I was praying and asking God, like, this does not make sense. Like, why would you take me and teach me all of these things with the juice bar and teach me marketing and teach me how to build my website and teach me all of these things to then jump into an MLM? That seems like I'm going backwards. It doesn't seem to make sense. Like that seems like a step down, right?
mm-hmm.
Sorry. What God told me in that moment, you guys, was that it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
There were things that people needed that I learned that I had to pass on to other people. I could be completely fine building another business, doing something else. Yeah, I definitely would not see my kids. We definitely wouldn't have been able to grow our family the way that we did. We definitely financially would not be where we're at all with Monat, but my pride would have still been intact, right? But God's like, Ivy, it's not about you. It's about helping these other women that haven't been through the things that you've been through, that haven't learned the things that you've learned. And that was really hard for me to process that, because like I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that, but God's like, no, you're going to do this. And I want you guys that are on here, maybe there's not a team that necessarily you feel like you align with, or there's not someone out there that's necessarily representing you. Well, that's your job to step into that.
Yes.
It's your turn to step into that. So then all those women who are aligned with you, who have the same values,
Yes.
who are driven, who don't want to wear high heels, they'd rather wear Birkenstocks and a long skirt. Like those women are going to join your team, but you've got to be the one to say yes first. Like, you've got to be the one to jump in and be obedient. And just keep being obedient, like keep showing up, because you're going to continue to be blessed in this business. Like it's crazy.
This business is crazy, yes. And this pitch also includes your typical faith manipulation. Because if you have a certain belief and people are able to hook into that, they're more likely to reel you in. And if you're able to connect your quote unquote Monat business to your religion, then it will probably be harder for you to leave this. God doesn't want you to join an MLM and to become a scam artist, or to join an MLM and to be scammed. And also let me translate what she said before. If you don't find a team you really align with, then it is your job to do so, which means recruit people with the same vulnerabilities like you.
This business is crazy. Like, if you guys could even see where we are, like financially, to where we were 3 years ago. Like, when you started to say, you know, my check was $0, it's so insane to me. And then also when you're talking about being miserable, I was doing influencing jobs, you guys. I was working with the biggest mommy brands. You guys name a mommy brand. You walk into Target and you see Pampers and Pampers Pure, and you see Bob's Red Mill cereal bars. And I was working with all of them. You guys, I was miserable. I did not control my schedule. They controlled my schedule. They controlled my time. I'll never forget this day. I was pacing the dining room downstairs. I had Mila strapped to me. Barley was running around crying, wanting my attention. I'm trying to scan freaking documents, upload them to the computer. This was like the third time I tried to do it. The kids wanted my attention. We couldn't get paid until we did it, and we needed the money so bad, and it was just like so stressful. And just like Krista was saying, I was present. I was with my kids, but I wasn't really with my kids, because I'm like, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I will never forget, you guys, that day. I was so stressed. I was doing a million things. The kids were like doing all this stuff. And I actually wrote down the wrong bank account number. So another week goes by. It's been 3 months. They haven't paid me. We were trying to pay off our bills, all the things. And the company's like, oh yeah, we sent it. We direct deposit it to you. And I was like, I didn't get it. And then I looked back and I had put one like wrong number on the form because I was doing a million things and I was super stressed out. And it was in that moment, I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. Like, why am I going to do all of this when shampoo is over here? I genuinely love it. And I have full control over my schedule, and I have full control over my time, and I have full control over who I'm helping, when I'm helping.
That is your typical rags to riches story, as we have heard from Krista before as well. You're not working on your own schedule and you're not working on your own time when you are in an MLM. Unless you have a big enough downline, you're working on your downlines and on your potential recruits' timeline. That is the reality to this. Your life was miserable before you joined Monat because you had 2 babies, you had to scan documents, you gave people false account information so they couldn't wire money. But now that you join Monat, you don't have that issue because you now can give people the correct account numbers. That doesn't make any sense. This is just a pile of poo-woo. This entire call is a pile of dunk, a pile of poop. I don't want to say shit, but it is exactly that. But it is being plastered with a lot of positivity and with a lot of beautiful words. It is truly like a pile of poo, sprinkled with glitter, with some cocktail umbrellas, a hat on top, and they're trying to sell this to you as the greatest opportunity on planet Earth. But if you actually lift the hat, and if you pull out the little cocktail umbrellas, and if you scratch off the glitter, you see that it's just a stinky pile of poo.
I can wait till the kids go to bed. I can wait till they take a nap. I can wait till we're playing outside and they're fine. Like, I don't have to be on someone else's time. So if you're watching this, jump in, get your product pack. There's no monthly fee. There's no monthly minimum. Do it scared. You have no idea where your life could be in 3 years. You guys, we're looking at my dream home. My dream home, you guys. Literally, it's so beautiful. You guys,
$0 3 years ago, you guys.
$0 3 years ago.
If you continue what you are doing in your life right now, where are you going to be in 3 years?
Those are just a lot of platitudes. If you don't do something now, you will never change your life in the future. But I would argue if you join Monat now, you will be in a different situation in the future for sure. Probably a lot wiser about MLMs because you've lost a good amount of money. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Yeah. You joined 3 years ago and you made $0, but you were able to scam enough people so that you're able to make a lot of money now. The majority of people are not able to. I will also link the compensation plan below if you want to take a look at that, because yes, there are monthly requirements and quotas. If you want to stay at the lowest rank, that's what you can do by just selling products. And then you can get a small commission off of the overpriced product that you're selling. But if you want to make the substantial money these women are talking about, and if you want to hit the ED, the second highest rank, the executive director rank that Ivy apparently has hit, then you have to fulfill a whole lot of requirements. You have a certain amount of PV, personal volume, you need to sell, a certain amount of GV, group volume, that you and your team need to sell. You have a certain amount of people on your team, and within the team, also a certain amount of people need to hit a certain rank. If your downline breaks away, you're crumbling. Then show me how you don't have any requirements. Yes, you do. And the higher you rise in the ranks, the steeper the qualifications are. More lies. More lies. Income disclosure statement and compensation plan is linked down below if you want to take a look.
In the same exact spot. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to be the one to make that change. You have to. It is a non-negotiable. God does not give people things he cannot trust them with, and if you are not going to move in the direction he wants you to move, then he can't give you what he wants to give you. So it's like you have to make that, you have to walk through the door. It's open, it's wide open. And you might be thinking to yourself right now, like, this is a joke. Like, this shampoo, like, I'm not getting online. That's embarrassing. Well, you know what really would be, I mean, what really is embarrassing is not doing anything and literally staying in the exact same place. And it's not about embarrassing and, oh, worrying about what this person thinks. It's yourself. It's for yourself. Go make you proud.
It makes me sick, almost like thinking back to where I would be if I let my pride and all of those doubts and those fears and all that anxiety that comes up when you're thinking about making a change like this or doing something like this that you never thought you would do, right? And you think people are going to make fun of you, whatever. Oh, I'm so glad I let all of that go, because looking at the alternative of where a family would be is like so crazy. And you guys, I jumped in before COVID. So like there was no way that I could have known that those things were coming other than God was just saying, like, take this jump, take this jump, take this jump, sell this shampoo. And I'm like, I don't want to. And God's like, sell this shampoo. And I'm like, I don't want to sell this shampoo, God. Like, why? And it's so crazy to me seeing everything that's unfolded. So if you guys are on here, jump in. You have no idea where you could be in 3 years. I mean, I do. I know where you could be in 3 years because Krista knew where I could be in 3 years and saw me and helped me. And, you know, you're never, ever, ever alone. You're never alone. And who cares if people make fun of you? Who cares? I'm so glad
people were making fun of Ivy for her little post with freaking Pampers long before they were making fun of her with their shampoo. The same people are going to make fun of you for whatever that is life, you guys. If you're not willing to accept that, like if your neighbors are saying something about, trust me, they're already saying something. You will open the gates to a new world in this business surrounded by people who want to see you win. And it will literally mute every ounce of anything that held you back because you are literally exposed to something. It's like motherhood. It's the only way that I could kind of explain it. You don't have a clue. No matter how much you think you planned for this baby, you're excited for this baby, you've been waiting for this baby. You have no clue how much you love that baby until that baby is in your arm. Like you just cannot, you can't.
If you are a mother and you were in an MLM, please let me know in the comment section down below if you would agree with this statement. But getting back to the comment before, if I had listened to people making fun of me and I wouldn't have joined because I was scared what would have happened, or if I was scared because people were making fun of me, there's a difference between you being on social media and people making fun of you. That is something you inevitably have to accept. Yes, it is good to be very secure in who you are when you are on social media or when you talk to other people in general. But there's a difference between people just making fun of you, but curse, and because people are critiquing you because you're joining a scam, an MLM, Monat. Yes, in my opinion, Monat is a big, big scam. These people are able to profit off of the scam because a scam is only a scam if it works for very, very few people. And then the scammy system can present these people as success stories, as currently happens on this call. The majority of people in Monat are losing money. That's why it is a scam. And if you have family members or friends or people you know in your personal life and they're telling you, ooh, I've heard not so great things about this system, please take a look at that. That doesn't mean that people are making fun of you. It means that people are interested in your actual emotional, physical, and financial well-being, and it might be worth listening to people who know you in person rather than to people online who claim that they just want to help other people. Ultimately, you need to recruit people if you want to make money in an MLM. That is not helping other people. That is you recruiting people into your downline who will lose money.
You can't, you don't know what you don't know. And you need to know this. This is an opportunity and a business that will literally completely change your life. And I am talking like you will not recognize your life in
Completely.
1, 2, 3 years. Like,
There'll be things too, you guys, that will change that you didn't expect. I mean, if you look at some of areas of my life 3 years ago, they're completely different because of the things that Monat has allowed us to do.
true.
And you'll never know unless you jump in, and you got to keep jumping in, you guys. Like Krista was saying earlier, you know, it's not easy, but for heaven's sakes, my husband and I owned a juice bar. We were up every single day at 4 a.m. getting products from LA, driving 2 hours down south to Orange County, juicing all the product, doing everything. Then we were delivering the product. Like, I'm like, I can sell shampoo from my phone.
Yes.
Right? Yes, I can do that. So for me, my like threshold of hard is pretty high, right? For most people, okay? It's still work. It's still work. But what it can give you, there is nothing else. That 3 years ago, my check was $0, and now we're looking at the homes that we're looking at for our family because
that are over $1 million, just to give you guys a figure, like over $1 million. And her team has almost sold $800,000 in shampoo in 1 month.
And you guys live in Southern California, okay? It's very
in 1 month, you guys.
But it's not about the money, right? It's just about helping other people.
That's what has been built. $0 3 years ago, March of 2020, to literally $800,000 in shampoo sales in 1 month. So yeah, it's pretty big deal.
If you're on here and you're watching, grab your product pack, jump in. We're here to help you. You're never ever alone. Like, we're here to help you guys. Jump in, get your product pack, call your mom, help her get the right shampoo for you, and get going. It really is that simple. Like, you don't have to overthink it. I way overthought it. I was so annoying. Poor Krista. I was so annoying. I opened my computer, I closed my computer, opened my computer, I closed my computer a million times, wanted to jump in, didn't jump in, wanted to jump in. Like, if that's you, it's okay. You're not alone. That was me too. And thank God I got over those fears. And
it's so true. It's so true. I love you. I'm so proud of you. So proud of your team. Like, the whole team, you guys. Like, it is so special. And I'm just so excited for all of you guys and what's to come in this business, and, you know, what's to still unfold, because I think that that's the biggest thing. Is it's just the beginning. It's literally just the beginning.
For those of you that are on here, maybe you're contemplating a different direct sales company, or you're thinking about, you know, a way to make money at home with your kids. Go look at them. Look at the comp plans. Look at how many countries they're in. You guys, we are only in 8 countries. Only in 8 countries. And Monat,
look how many millionaires they've produced.
Yes. Where are we over 100 yet?
We're almost at 100.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You guys, millionaires. We're seeing people that took $1 million or more home to their family.
Monat hasn't created over 100 millionaires. First of all, even if that number were true, Monat has about 300,000 reps in the United States, and you were only able to create 100 quote-unquote millionaires in 8 or 9 years of Monat's existence. That is a bad opportunity, but thanks for admitting that. But no, you haven't made 100 millionaires. You have introduced 100 people into the MDC, the $1 Million Club. Doesn't mean that these people are millionaires. It just means that these people made $1 million in commission over their lifetime with Monat. If you joined Monat 8 years ago and you were inducted into the MDC, that means that over the course of the last 8 years, you were able to make $1 million in commission. That doesn't make you a millionaire. In addition to that, Monat has the 5, the 10, and now I also believe the 15 MDC club. And one person at Monat Reunion 2023 was inducted into the $15 million club. It's very likely that the people who are at the 5, or at least in the 10 and in the 15 MDC, are actually millionaires. But we're talking about 3 people here total. I don't know how many people are in the 5 MDC, but those people are not millionaires. They just make that amount in commission, which is a lot of money, but yet again false. MDC club members are not automatically millionaires.
Krista, right here, $6 million earner. She just was recognized in September on stage for hitting $5 million club. Okay. She's already at 6. You do the math. You do the math on that. Okay. Our other upline, $15 million earner, you guys. Like, these are moms. They have families. They have kids. They're not slaving away on a computer all day long. Like, they have lives and children and families that they get to love on and be present with. So just look at it. Look at what's out there. Look at what you see. What are these women doing with their lives? What are they doing? What does their days look like? Do you want your day to look like that? Okay, great. Then jump in. Like, this is the last thing I want to say, and we'll wrap up, is one of the things we talked about, and Krista really put it in perspective for me, is I was doing all these other things. And from the outside, it looked really successful, right? I was building my YouTube. I loved it. I loved the community that I had there. I had my website. I was selling content online. And she was like, yeah, but like, do you have freedom? Is that your perfect day? And I started to think about it, and I'm like, you know what? No. All I'm doing is essentially digging myself a grave. Because if I continue down this path and I continue to grow this as our source of income, all I'm doing is basically like building a jail for myself. Because now I'm stuck here because this is how I make money now. And so she asked me, and I don't even know how we fully got on that, but she was like, you know, are you enjoying it? Like, do you want more of these days?
Well,
and I'm like,
because
no.
even in the beginning when you were doing it, that was what was stressing you out.
Yeah.
It was never Monat that was stressing you out. It was the fact that that was stressing you out and you didn't have time to do money.
Yes.
So it was like, I need to do this, but I can't because I have this. And it's like, you know, in my mind, I had already got to the level in this business where I had already seen what the time put into this can give you in the long term.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like, okay, yes, you're going to feed your ego with these cute posts and these great pictures and these, you know, all these comments and all these likes because you're this mommy influencer and blah, blah, blah. And maybe your money posts are literally going to reach like a fraction of the people, but they're going to reach the people that God is intending them to reach. And if you get 2 mamas who get to be home with their babies or bring their husband home from an overtime shift or whatever, trust me, that is so much more valuable than a shit ton of comments telling you how cute you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had many different conversations that were in, you know, alignment with that sort of like context. But I think that every single time we talked about it, you were kind of mad that I was right about that.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Well,
oh shoot, okay.
I enjoyed the creativity of it, and that's
Yes.
And then trading my creativity for payment from these brands, other people thought was like the coolest thing. I could care less. But if I could pay my bills with it and be creative, it was great. But you guys, I didn't have control. I didn't have control every single day that I was a mom. You guys, I was running home. I was trying to get my kids down for their nap so I could come in my computer and edit. I was literally today, I was outside the Starbucks, and I'm like remembering how I would go into the Starbucks. I had to hire a sitter to stay at home with Barley, and I would go to the Starbucks and I would sit there with my computer and I would try to get as much done as I could so I didn't have to be away from her. It was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do more of that. I don't want to trade money so then I can do that. And when I really realized with Monat, like, I have full control. So if that's you right now, maybe you're miserable, maybe you don't want to be doing what you're doing. Is what you're doing right now leading you to more days of you having control of your day, or is it leading you to less days of you having control of your day? And that's what you need to ask yourself. So
true.
Well, thanks for doing this with me.
I love it. Yes, you guys. I mean, the biggest piece of advice I could ever give anyone is just literally stop thinking about it and just do it. Because if you're even a sliver, if you're even watching this, if you are even watching this video still, Okay? There's a reason. There's a reason why you're doing it, and you're gonna do this eventually. You are going to join this business eventually. Mark my words, and you will wish you did it sooner. So do it now.
Yes.
Literally now. Okay? All right. Love
Love
you.
you too. Bye.
If you're still watching this, there is a reason for that, and I believe that as well. I mean, please let me know in the comment section down below if you believe it is because you also will join Monat, as I also now inevitably have to do because I watched this entire video as stated by the all-knowing Krista. For sure not. But to get back to one of the things that Ivy said before, I was so stressed out because I was not in control over my life. I had to hurry home and I had to grab my kids from kindergarten or school. You're not in control of your life and you're not in control of your finances when you join an MLM. Your downline is in control of that. These women are at the 2 top highest ranks in Monat, but their paycheck entirely depends on their downline. The amount of money these women make on the actual sales of the products are compared to what they make based off of the efforts of the people in their downline are slim to none. So please do not get fooled by people like this who have straight up lied to us for 40-something minutes to make a business opportunity that sucks for the majority of people sound enticing so that you might consider joining or purchasing a product so that they can make money. You have no financial freedom in an MLM. You have no time freedom in an MLM. You will very likely not bring your husband home from whatever, and you will not be able to be a more present parent when you join an MLM and when you have to be on calls 24/7 or on Instagram lives like this, where you try to lie to people that this is a great opportunity and they also need to join this. That is why MLMs are predatory. These are sketchy, scammy businesses, and people who are at the top will try to invite you into the sketchy and scammy business so that they're able to continue to make a good amount of money on your backs. So what's my conclusion? It might surprise you, but it is don't join an MLM, don't join Monat. My hat and I will now say goodbye, and if you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you would like to let me know something, please do so in the comment section below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, tschüss!